Hi everybody! Today I'm going to talk about ankylosing spondylitis. I'm going to share my experience and I'm going to give few tips for those who are suffering the same so they can improve on their condition. Let's go! So first of all, let's explain what the ankylosing spondylitis is. It's a kind of autoimmune disease, and that means that your immune system is attacking your own body by some kind of disorder. In this particular case, that causing chronic inflammation of your joints, especially hips joints, sacroiliac joints, all the spine and neck. In that process, between inflammation and disinflammation creates calcifications, and that causing that your vertebrae are sticking together. So in many cases that ending with so-called bamboo spine, where all vertebrae are glued together, so there's no movement anymore. There's no cure for this disease, but there's a few tips that you can follow and you can improve on your condition. But first, I'm going to share my experience. In my case, that was in my early 30s. I was doing a lot of sports. I was very active. I was boxing, I was running, I was swimming, I was climbing on my prime. And suddenly I start to have those symptoms of hip pain, sacroiliac joint pain, and lower back pain. But doctors was telling me that this is common lower back pain caused by any unusual effort or just bad posture. Or is when was that sacroiliac joint pain? They were saying this is sciatic nerve. It will goes away. Don't worry. It was getting worse and worse. So at the end they get my blood tests, and they realized that I'm HLA-B27 positive, which is one of the main indicators for that disease. And after that, magnetic resonance just confirmed diagnosis. So they told me, yeah, this is what you have. There's no cure. The only treatment is painkiller and anti-inflammatory pills. So stay cool and live with that. I was shocked. I never heard about something like that, and I not even imagined that something like that happen to me. But well, I started to take the pills, but it was getting worse and worse. Slowly, I had to quit all my sport activities, and at the end, I was forced even quit my job for more than 1 year. I was checked by doctor weekly because I was still paying from my job. I was on the payroll, so they wanted me back as soon as possible. So I was checked weekly by doctor, but they was just measuring my range of movement, and that was it. And they were saying, no, you still cannot go back to work. And that was for 1 year and a half almost. I was going all the way down, without improvement, and I had days when I was not able even walk. So I was taking those injections of mix of drugs that I didn't even know what was in that, but that was kind of helping me. But after that year and a half, I went desperate to the doctor asking for other solution. I was like, there must be something we can do. And he said, well, we can start biologic treatment. What is that? It's kind of cancel your immune system, or at least make him weaker, so it stop attack your body. But that also means that it will be weak against any other common disease that you can be exposed with. So I was like, okay, give me a few days so I can think about that, and I will see. So I started investigating by myself. First I found there was a lot of people suffering the same. And there was forums and articles, and few of those people was mentioning low starch diet. So I went to the doctor, asked his opinion, and he literally told me, if you want to be a doctor, go study for 10 years, then we can talk. I never went back, and I started my own investigation and my own treatment. First of all, I investigated about that low starch diet, and I realized there was a lot of written about that. I read the book written by an Australian woman called Carol Sinclair, and she was suffering the same, and she described in that book that new research about that disease found out that this disease is caused by a bacteria in your intestine which is living on the starch. So when you cut out starch from your diet, you should improve or at least stop progression. So I jumped right away to that low starch diet, and it's very hard because I realized that the starch is almost in everything that we are eating. Bread, pasta, potato, rice, even yogurt, that creamy yogurt that we like, it's creamy because it's thickened with the starch, or even unripe fruits are full of starch. So I was walking around with that iodine, and I was putting few drops of iodine into everything I was eating, and when this gets blue, that means that there was starch in it. But that was just start of my journey. When I was not able to do sports anymore, but I realized that I need to do something. So I find out about yoga, and I start to learn yoga. I went to India, I did teacher training courses, I started to meditate. I realized that a mental state is very important in this kind of diseases. I became vegetarian. I did everything that I could to improve, and I realized in all those years that that disease in particular is very much linked to three things: your diet, your physical condition, and your mental state. So I will give you a few tips so you can improve your condition based on those three things. Number one, avoid stress. I realize on my experience that every time I'm under pressure or dealing with the stress, my condition is getting worse. Stay calm, try to relax, and meditation is very, very good tool for that. Number two, do yoga. Yoga was a game changer in my case. I'm talking about the very gentle yoga, not this kind of crazy posture that we see on the pictures or on the videos. I'm talking about the good stretch, movement of your joints, and that kind of yoga that connect your spiritual body with your physical body. So you can be really connected, calm your mind with all this kind of exercise. I will post my yoga routine that I'm doing every day here on this channel, so you can at least take an example. But try to find a good yoga teacher or do it by your own. But remember, never push the limits. Always just good stretch and movement of your joint. That will very much helpful on your condition every day in the morning on the empty stomach. Number three, low starch diet. As I said already, that made also big improvement in my condition. It's very hard, but if you cannot cut all the starch out from your diet, at least you should minimize it. That will help you a lot. Number four, sleep less. That might sound strange or crazy, but believe me, in my case, it's very important. I realize when I'm sleeping more than 8 hours, my condition is much worse than when I sleep in 6 hours. So try to sleep less. If you need to sleep more because you're very tired, try to have a small nap in the midday, and at night you sleep just shorter amount of time. Number 5, and more important advice that I can give you is stay positive. I think 80% of your condition is your mental state. Sometimes you just cannot do anything. Yeah, I had the days when I was in pain and I was asking myself, I'm doing yoga, I'm eating well, I'm trying to stay relaxed, and I'm even like that, I'm in pain. Why? So there is no answer for that. You just accept that, stay positive and happy. This is my advice for you. This is my experience. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.